1 out of 4 girls in India drop out of school upon menstruation because of lack of resources and education.
And we thought, in this day and age, that seems like it should not be an issue at all.
We couldn't believe that this was still happening, and we wanted to do something to change that.
Ayati's mission is to develop and support programs that bring education and materials to promote optimal hygienic practices to girls in rural parts of India.
We wanted to create an organization that provided this education and gave these girls another chance.
Ayati, the word, means dignity.
The strides that we're making in the areas that we're hitting are huge.
The Girl Icon program that Ayati contributes to was highlighted in the Obama Foundation's 2021 annual report as a significant program that is really impacting positively the lives of young girls.
There are so many taboos associated with being on your period in India.
Women are not allowed to enter the temple when they are on their period.
They're not allowed to take part in religious activities,
Participate in group events.
Perhaps sleeping in a different part of the house or outside of the house.
Girls are not allowed to go into the kitchen. Sometimes you have to sit in the back of the room.
This has deep-rooted cultural and religious significance. Girls are considered impure. They are not allowed to interact with other family members often.
So it really kind of ostracizes them and creates the stigma around them that at that time they're just dirty and impure and can bring bad luck.
Bizarre superstitions that go along with it that have held girls back because of it.
But it's also causing them to drop out of school. They are not in school 1 week out of every month because they're getting their period and they don't know what's happening to them and they don't have the products there. And they fall behind in school so much that they eventually drop out.
And the rate of young girls dropping out of school is 1 in 4.
Leading to lack of opportunity to finish their education, which then holds them back from bettering their lives and perpetuating the cycle of poverty, child marriage, domestic violence.
As it is, it's pretty much a patriarchal society. So they already are somewhat diminished in terms of their thoughts, their goals, and their feelings. This just further exacerbates that situation.
We primarily partner on the ground in India with Milan, which is a nonprofit organization based in Uttar Pradesh.
We've done workshops in schools, we've gone into communities, but the most impactful this far has been to create leaders from within the community. We call these Girl Icons.
So the Girl Icon program, girls are hand-selected from an application process.
What we are looking for are those girls that are willing to be social leaders within the community.
These are young girls aged between 12 and 18 that want to change the status quo. We provide mentorship, guidance, and education over an 18-month to 2-year period.
They learn about various topics about empowerment, nutrition, menstrual health hygiene, and adolescent health.
We also teach them how to have a voice.
They also create peer groups so that they can take what they've learned and share it with other girls in their communities.
And together, they start to create an understanding of what's happening. They also create social action projects within the communities so that they can reinforce the information they have learned in their communities and help spread that knowledge.
Creates a ripple effect where the whole community can benefit.
Samriddhi is a young girl who was a Girl Icon a few years ago and is now entering college to study economics. Shreya Nashi is another young Girl Icon who graduated from the program and is now going to study journalism.
One of the Girl Icon alums named Preeti, she now is actually out there publishing a book regarding gender taboos and social barriers. This is what we want to see, where these girls are actually able to open up and break beyond what they've known their entire lives with these taboos.
So there's this story of Kiran. She's a Girl Icon who, towards the end of last year, was with her peer group, and they had a discussion about menstruation. And the topic came up that a lot of these girls were having difficulties obtaining menstrual hygiene management, sanitary napkins, and they were using rags and old newspapers. They decided to come together and form a piggy bank of sorts where they would all contribute 5 rupees a week. So they would all be able to use that fund to purchase sanitary napkins. So they came together as a group, they solved a problem, they learned how to manage money.
Roshni is 18 years old. She's the second of 4 children of a laborer and a housewife. She was in 8th grade when she got her first period. She was scared and panicking. She had no idea what was happening to her. She was so scared and embarrassed, she didn't move until the end of the class because of her stains. She said that the Girl Icon program really helped her to understand what was happening to her and how to manage that. She has recently passed her 12th grade exams and would like to go on to study in college. Her dream is to become an advocate for women facing violence. She didn't have anyone to guide her before, but she does now.
It's wonderful to know that our efforts are really making a difference in these girls' lives, that they are able to and have been motivated to finish their education and dream big and achieve their goals and dreams.
That they can actually go and get a job, whether it be a police officer, whether it be in education, whether it be in engineering. They actually see that future for themselves.
And just seeing the joy and pride in their faces when they talked about their stories, and just knowing that we've inspired them, and now they're gonna go on to inspire other girls and show them that they have potential beyond what they've been told.
COVID over the last few years has certainly exacerbated the problems that women face entering the workforce in India. And again, that has trickled down and has its root in girls not receiving the education that they need and deserve.
Because of the lockdowns that occurred in India, these girls were now subject back to staying inside, not being allowed to go out, domestic violence, sexual harassment, and lack of education.
The silver lining was that because of the challenge of not being able to do in-person training, we were able to quickly switch to a virtual model. Because of that, we were able to impact even more girls with less money.
Our cost per girl actually decreased from $20 a girl approximately to about $12 to provide this adolescent health education and menstrual hygiene management.
So in the near future, we would like to be able to impact 500,000 girls through the Girl Icon program and through the peer groups.
We want to reach that number.
We know that they are the force of driving change within their worlds, their families' worlds, and their communities.
And our long-term goals are to continue to expand in order to reach as many young girls as we can, so that something as simple as having your period does not affect the opportunities that these girls have in their lives. I've always said that there are a lot of problems in the world that need solving. This is one that speaks to us. We are all the children of immigrants. Our situations could have been very different.
It's a matter of luck that I was born where I was. It could have easily have been me. It could have easily been my daughters that were facing these issues. It could have been your sisters. It could have been your wives that are born into this situation. And what would you want for them?
Women are half the world's population. If we can't tap into what one half of the world can do potential-wise, you're missing out.
I was born in India. It could have been me. I was in a village.
This is not something that just affects young girls. India's economy and the world's economy would move forward in a much greater rate and at a much greater pace if women were able to fully realize their potential. And in order to have women realize their potential, we need girls to realize their potential, and we need girls to be educated. If you educate a girl, you educate a nation. And we rely on the generosity of donors and sponsors to help us fund the programs that are really important and making an impact.
You can help us by spreading the word, follow us on social media,
and learn more about us. You can follow us on Instagram, and you can donate. Help us help these girls.
More funding will allow us to broaden the reach of the programs and scale in a way so that more girls are able to be positively impacted, and we can broaden our reach to other communities and geographies.
It only costs $12 a girl to teach them adolescent menstrual health education through our virtual program.
The more funding we can get, the more we can scale up and create more of these wonderful girl icons to help affect more communities and eventually eradicate this issue altogether. My hope for a future world is that these stigmas and taboos cease to exist, that this no longer is a women's issue, that this becomes a community issue and eventually a non-issue, that this doesn't happen anymore.
My vision for the future is a world where every girl has the same opportunity as every boy in terms of education, in terms of lifestyle, in terms of dignity and respect, and not to be held back because of a biological process that they all go through.
It's not only important for us to teach the girls that they have a future, but it's important for us to teach our boys to accept girls that have this future as well. We want to be sure that we're actually continuing to teach our kids to have compassion for others.
I really want girls to have hope, to be able to dream and dream big, to see that the sky is their limit and that if they want to, they can achieve any of their goals and dreams.